If you're a Muslim that's considering getting married and relocating to Indonesia, this video will be of benefit to you, inshallah. So, we're going to be talking about what $1,000 gets you in Indonesia versus in the West. So, I grew up in the West. I spent about 18 years there, and then I've been traveling around over 25 countries now, alhamdulillah. I've lived in various different Muslim majority countries and also non Muslim countries. So, inshallah, it will give you a better insight to how far your money is going to stretch living in each place. So, in the UK, this is going to be talking about a two-person couple, so it's going to be you and your wife. So 2,000 to 2,500 per month British pounds in England to live like bare minimum in most places. So I've converted them all into dollars. So this is between 2.7, 3.350. So in Australia, it's going to be a bit more, 2.9 to 4.7. In the US, 5 to 7.5K is the averages. So you can probably live, well, you can definitely live less than this in certain cheap areas, but this is basically bare minimum in a lot of these places now. So clearly a lot higher. Obviously, you already understand the general gist. Indonesia is going to be way cheaper. Now, what do I personally spend? Not what's the average Indonesian spending. What is a fellow foreigner who's probably going to be spending a lot more than the average Indonesian? What are they actually doing? So, what do I spend for two people, for me and my wife? So, rent is $4,200 per year. I paid it for 2 years up front, but probably could have paid it for just 1 year up front. The point being, you pay it up front, you don't pay it per month. Generally, I've never seen it where you pay it monthly here. So yeah, I pay, which comes to $350 per month. Now, this is a big 4 bedroom, 180 meter squared home in a gated community. It's got a swimming pool. It's close to Jakarta, so supposedly one of the more expensive or the most expensive area in Indonesia. Fully furnished, literally had everything like towel, bed sheets, absolutely everything, because it used to be a short-term Airbnb. It has good Wi-Fi included. So yeah, alhamdulillah, it's a very nice home for $350 per month, which is a very, very good thing. Like, I wouldn't need a better home, is kind of the gist about it. I wouldn't really need a better home than this. Otherwise, it would just be going, I would feel like I'm overspending. I'm not overspending. I would feel like I'm being too extravagant if I was to get a better home than this, is the point. Like, it has everything that is needed, alhamdulillah. So groceries, transport, food orders, and then small little extras comes to about $670 per month for me. Now, just for context, the average Indonesian earns $200 per month. So the actual average person living here is spending absurdly less than this. I don't hold back on pretty much any spending. Groceries, like, I order everything to be delivered to me just whenever. Like, it's not like I'm batching it once so I can save on deliveries, etc., or save on different things. Like, alhamdulillah, it's really cheap, so you can just kind of order whenever you want. I eat a lot of beef. Like, I eat about 3.5 kilos per week, so like 500 grams of beef per day. So a lot of meat, which typically is the most expensive food. And yeah, I mean, not holding back on terms of groceries at all. Like, I eat a lot of food as well, a lot of eggs, a lot of milk, pasta, etc. Um, so yeah, that definitely is not the average, but yeah, I'm just giving you the general context for it. So transport as well, like, I'm not going around on a motorbike and then fueling it myself. Like, I take taxis everywhere, so it's certainly going to be more. Certainly going to be more. Especially like if you was taking public transport, for example, like a train. You can take trains for like 4,000 rupiah, which is like 20 cents between different cities and stuff. So I mean, I'm taking taxis, which is still really cheap. Like, I took a 2 hour taxi yesterday, and it was $10, about $10 each way, a bit less, $9 maybe. It's just so much quicker, and it's a lot more comfortable than going with the public transport, etc. So this is really not being cheap at all. So yeah, if for example you're going to be living a bit cheaper, you're probably going to spend significantly less. You'll probably spend more like $200 per month on this. But if you're anything like me, or you spend maybe more, then you will also be doing that. Food orders as well. So yeah, also a lot of food orders. Probably about eight to $10 a day on food orders, maybe slightly less on food orders, like cooked food. So yeah, that definitely bumps it up a bit. And then small extras. So I've not included like a buffer within this. This is just what covers sort of the basic things because the buffer is so different. It really, really varies for anybody else. So this isn't covering things like when you buy, well, I'm going to cover it in the next slide, but yeah, when you buy anything extra, this is just very small extras. Like if you need to, whatever, you buy some paper or pens, whatever. So yeah, I spend about $670 per month on the basics here. And then bills, water and gas. So I spend, because I have the AC, like I come from the UK, so when I come to Indonesia, it feels very hot in comparison. So yeah, I spend about 1.5 million rupiah per month on electricity, which is around about $75. And then yeah, water's actually free, but I buy drinking water in the gallons. So in total this comes to around about $100 per month, maybe a bit less. um yeah, I mean, this is having the water delivered, there's having the gas delivered, blah blah blah. Like you just text someone on WhatsApp and then they bring it to you. So yeah, around about $1,120. So that's what I'm spending for two people in Indonesia. So yeah, some points. Alhamdulillah, Indonesia for day-to-day things is extremely cheap. Like this this is very low by sort of Western standards, and this is very high by Indonesian standards. So yeah, um, but it doesn't mean just because it is very cheap. Like you can get meals for $1, you can get them for much less. You can do everything for very cheap, but it doesn't mean you're not going to spend a lot of money. Like if you don't manage your money well, you can, yes, you can have very low day-to-day expenses, but your extra expenses can be extremely high. If you don't manage your money well, you're not gonna manage it well anywhere. Even if your expenses go down for day to day things, you're still probably gonna. There's a lot of people where they will still spend all the money they earn. So yeah, it's still important. It doesn't mean it's gonna solve money problems. You can still spend tens of thousands per month, like of course, but alhamdulillah, it's a lot better. Like rather than needing 3K just to get the bare minimum where you're kind of scraping by, you're having to batch your grocery orders every 2 weeks so that you don't spend so much, and you're taking public transport maybe even. So rather than 3K a month for that, you can live very, very well on $1,000 a month and have the remainder to do good things with it. So this is what I'm discovering is the biggest benefit of it. It's not that we lower our expenses, it's that we use that difference to do good things. So yeah, for example, we can work less. Like we don't have to work as much if we want to dedicate it to our time to other things like your family, like the Quran, like studying about Islam, and other positive things. So it doesn't mean work less and just sit around by a pool all day. It means work less to give time to other valuable things, because we shouldn't be doing things with our time Islamically which aren't beneficial for the akhirah, ideally. So we can also optimize our life to make more dollars as well. So you can have a driver, you can have a cleaner, you can, for example, we're not having to go to grocery shops, you're not having to be doing all this little admin. You can just pay a handyman to come and sort out everything for you. You don't have to be doing all this stuff, so you can really optimize your life a lot more. Which then you can make a lot more money if you're able to save like 10 hours per week or even more by not having to cook, not having to do all these different sort of low sort of moving the needle. It's not moving the needle when you're cooking or when you're going to the gas store or going to the grocery store. It's not moving the needle in your business. But if you can just basically outsource all this stuff for very, very cheap, you can make a lot more money as well. And giving more sadaqah, so you can spend a lot more money. If you are spending less money, you've got more money, so you can use it for good things, inshallah. So one thing, this is a lesson that I learned: don't let it make you lazy and complacent. Yes, you can probably you can live, and even if you're on your own, especially, you could be spending like $500 per month, and it can make you very lazy and complacent. When if you've got some savings that is enough for 2-3 years or whatever. When you calculate, I've got 10K in the bank or 20K in the bank, and then you see, my living expenses are $500 to $1,000, you can become lazy with it. So I would recommend still being as on it, but just using the extra money to grow is a lesson for myself. So if you'd like help to marry and relocate to Indonesia, the same process that I did, you can go to the link in the description, get on a free call So it's not going to be a sales call. I'm not going to be pitching anything to you. So you don't need to worry about it being some pressure thing. Just tell me about your situation. Tell me what you're looking to do. And inshallah, I can be a benefit to you. So if you want to do that, I'll see you there. Assalamu alaikum.